Hey Gender Blenders, how's it going? This is Saturday, and as usual, it's me, Chris, batting cleanup for the week. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas if you celebrated. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, you've had at least a wonderful holiday season. Looks like we've passed one, and now we're moving on towards New Year's. And speaking of which, this week's question has to deal with what holidays we celebrate and what do we do for them. Growing up, we in my family celebrated, all the biggies. New Year's was the one night a year where we could stay up till midnight, and in elementary school we exchanged Valentines with everybody in class. And that was always about, how many Valentines you got, and whether or not you got it from that special person that you were really hoping to, at least in later elementary school. Early elementary school, girls, boys, whatever, still had cooties, so that wasn't so much of a big deal. But St. Patrick's Day, you'd always make sure that, you were wearing green when you went to school so you didn't get pinched. 4th of July was an opportunity to blow things up and make things explode, which still to this day I find very enjoyable to do. And then Thanksgiving and Christmas were always family events where we would get together with the rest of the family and have a big Thanksgiving meal, and then get together with the rest of the family usually at Christmas for gift exchanges and things of that nature. I grew up in a Christian home, so Easter was another big holiday where we had to put on really fancy church clothes, and we got Easter eggs and did Easter egg painting and hunting and communion and all that sort of stuff. So growing up, holidays were a part of the regular cycle. My family was pretty active, I guess. Probably about as active as any other typical lower to middle income American family. Once I got out of high school and out on my own and into college, the holidays really just kind of became an excuse to not have to worry about tests and not have to worry about papers and lectures and getting to class relatively sober so that you could understand what was going on. Holidays, became excuses to do your laundry. I would oftentimes travel home and bring my laundry with me, and come back to school with plenty of clean clothes. So I suppose it was about that time when I was in college where holidays began to play less and less of an important role in my life. Now, being many years out of school and in the workforce, holidays serve as an opportunity not to have to get up early and not to have to worry about deadlines and projects and any other number of decisions that I might face throughout the course of a work week. Anymore, there's nothing really consistent about how I celebrate holidays aside from I always make it down to the pub on New Year's Eve, have a couple pints, and bring in the new year. And I always make it to midnight mass on Christmas Eve. And other than that, of course mass on Easter, but other than that, really, it pretty much varies from year to year. Some years I go home for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. Some years I just go home for one and not the other. Some years I don't go home at all. This would be one of those years. If you're following me on my channel, then you know that my family is kind of dealing with my transition, and that's made for a rather complicated holiday this year. But yeah, holidays really aren't a big thing for me. They really tend to just kind of come and go, and if anything, I look forward to them as an opportunity to catch up on some sleep and catch up on you know, a few miscellaneous chores around the house, and generally just as an opportunity to relax. I suppose if ever I found myself in a situation with a partner who wanted to celebrate the holidays, that would be fine. But yeah, as a general rule, I'm not a big holiday celebrator. And I'm kind of okay with that. You know, I tend to think anymore that they're really kind of just excuses to spend money, and any more money that I'm not sure I have. So, but there you have it. That's kind of my holiday rituals, my holiday patterns. Pretty boring and dull, I'm afraid, but that's kind of the way I like it. You know, I think one of the things that, for those of us who have strong social anxiety, holidays can pose some difficulty. You know, going down to parades and going out to bars and clubs, or going downtown to watch the lighting of the Christmas tree where there's thousands of people. As someone who's pretty crowd phobic, it's not the best place to be, so I generally like to stay home. But in any case, I hope everyone's had a great holiday season so far. I hope everyone's excited about the new year, 2010. I can't believe that a whole decade has passed now. And yeah, I guess it's time to start working on my resolutions. So, we'll talk to you all later.